Hi, Claude Whitacre here. I'm a sales trainer, I'm a speaker. I talk to groups of salespeople and business owners. And if you're the kind of person whose income is determined by how much you sell, I think you might want to listen up for just a second. I want to spend just a minute talking about one of my favorite books on the most important part of selling, prospecting. Okay? Prospecting is certainly the most important part of selling, because if you're not in front of somebody, no matter how good a closer you are, how much you know about your product, no matter how motivated you are or how excited you are about the company, no matter what kind of car you're driving or what kind of suit you're wearing or how you look or whether you brush your teeth or not, I mean, none of those things matter if you're not in front of a customer. So you got to get in front of a customer. Well, the first thing you have to learn when you're in sales is how to cold call. And I got to tell you, I bought the original version of this by Steve Schiffman. I bought the book Cold Calling Techniques That Really Work. I bought the first edition, I don't know exactly, 20 years ago. I mean, it was a long time ago, and I read that book and I thought, well, this has got some pretty good ideas, and I used a few of the ideas, and frankly, I completely forgot all about the book. And I bought a few of the other Schiffman books, and I thought those were really good. But then just recently, the newest 7th edition came out, and I thought, well, I wonder if there's any, it was 7 editions, I wonder if there's anything new in it. Well, this is a complete rewrite, so if you have any of the earlier editions of this book, you got to get this copy, because it's a complete rewrite of his entire approach. Here's what I love about Steve Schiffman and the way that he cold calls. First of all, he's done it for decades. He does it himself. He's not just a sales trainer, he sells sales training through cold calling. He outlines his entire process, and there's parts of it that it makes it almost effortless, it makes it easy to do, it makes it so that there's no call rejection, there's no feeling of call reluctance. It's just a very, very good approach. I'm going to tell you one thing, I got a lot out of this book. One thing I got out of it that I tried, there was something new that I didn't see in the old version of the book, but I saw in this version of the book. I tried it myself, and I made $7,000 in a 5-day period. I spent 1 day on the phone. I made 51 contacts. I talked to, I think I made appointments with 17 businesses for the day, which is, by the way, a lot of work. Seeing 17 people in a day, but there was no worries, because I knew that half of them wouldn't be there, or they would cancel or postpone or something like that, which is what happened. So I ended up doing 3 complete presentations that day, and I made 2 sales, and it was many, many thousands of dollars, like I just said. But what it was is I would actually do this, and this is one of the techniques that are in this book, which I think is just amazing, is that I would call and I would say, I'm not calling for an appointment today. What I want to do is just meet you for a couple of minutes, introduce myself, shake your hand, and then we can decide within a couple of minutes whether there's a reason to make an appointment with you later. Is that okay if I just stop by for a minute and meet you? Are you going to be home? Are you going to be home? Are you going to be there tomorrow at 3 o'clock? And that was it. That was the whole thing. Here's why that's so, and there's different language, he uses a slightly different language in here, but it's almost exactly the same thing. Here's why that's so powerful. Because I'm not asking him for an appointment, so if his automatic reaction is, I don't want to make an appointment, that's okay, because I just said I'm not calling for an appointment. I'm just calling to introduce myself. I want to stop by quickly, introduce myself, take just a minute of your time, say hello, shake your hand, and make sure, and see at that time if there's a reason to make an appointment down the road. Okay, are you going to be there tomorrow at 3 o'clock? Now, if somebody just says, I want to shake your hand, how many times are you going to say no to that? Very, very seldom. I just want to stop by and say hello and shake your hand. Okay, saying no to that is mean. So, okay, now the reality is I'm not there to find out if I can make an appointment later on. I'm there, that's my appointment. All right, I don't make appointments later down the road. I'm there. He's there, okay, or she's there. So that's when I'm going to do the appointment. But it explains that entire process in here. This is really a gem. You can read this entire book in 2 hours. It's just a fast read, and it's a treasure, I got to tell you. Certainly worth the price of admission. I think it's $2 or $3 on Kindle. It's just a great book. It's Cold Calling Techniques That Really Work by Stephen Schiffman. I recommend it. Why don't you go to my blog at claudesblog.com. You'll read a review of the book probably, and you'll be able to see exactly where to order it and get your copy. I only recommend books that I've read myself, and I think they're very valuable. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.